price. And how much is that? Oh, that one is slide 16, right? Yeah. We went through numerical examples last Thursday on the slide 7. That is where I gave you the formula. For calculating yield price, even event discount yield. The par value is $10,000. We are talking about, I think that SU quotes expressed in the event discount yield. Okay, 9,965 and 52 cents. Confirmation disagreement?
I got the same.
Got, good. Me too. So we accept. Then now, go ahead to calculate the bond equivalent yield. Again, look at slide 5, right? Yep. As well as the EAR. Just copy it. No, I'm just teasing. Exactly. See? 2.177%, right? I know that he did not copy it. I'm just teasing. Using the formula on slide 5, and now you have the purchase price, the par value is $10,000, the end is 58 days. You get 2.177%. Okay, just like what we see here. And then also, what does it mean? You want to, practice more, and I think you do need to. You have tons of examples. Okay. How about EAR? I just want to complete the entire set of exercise. Again, slides 5. Now you know the bond equivalent yield. How do you figure out the compounding frequency? Divide by, and in this case, 58 exactly. Yep. So the let me write down real quick. Compounding frequency is 365 divided by what? 58, and that would give us EAR as 2.197. Yeah, that's why I got as well 2.197%. Okay. Calculation of a EAR is old stuff. You learn in 401. But other things because it's in this particular context of bank discount yield. You need to learn what you are learning. You go home to play around with this, not now. It should give you the same answer as the 2.197%. Are we good?
What was the final answer again? I'm sorry.
Right there. 2.197% for JR. Okay, then let's look at the next type of money market instruments. Okay, the federal fund. Now this one here is not that the business of a layman like us, but again, you're a finance major down the road. And, you need to know it depending on what career path that you follow. Now this is not a new concept we learned in chapter 4, the Fed fund. Remember, the Fed does not set it, but the Fed gives the targets, and then the member banks, they will make that happen, so to speak. Okay, and that's a key part of the implementation of a monetary policy. Oh, another quick check here. Fed fund rate is about what kind of borrowing activities? Who are involved in the Fed fund rates?
Banks.
Yeah, the member banks, right? Does the Fed itself involved in the Fed funds exactly? Then what is the other one? The discount rate. And we are talking about what? The member banks borrow money from who? The Fed. Good. Okay. It's among the member banks. Of course, they are short term. Yes, it's very true. It's mostly overnight. As far as chapter 5 is concerned, this is the key. For the Fed funds rate, they are quoted according to what? Not the bank discount yield, but the single payments yield. It's important to know because the two yields have a different definition, that means the formulas. With that, let's look at the class exercise, the second problem. They say the overnight Fed funds rate on October 1st, 2008 was 0.97%. So compute the equivalent rate and EAR. So first thing you need to figure out is the notation. What should we have here? What should be a subscript? For problem B, SP. That denotes that. Okay, for federal funds, this is quoted according to the SP definition. So what do we have? 0.97%, right? Okay. Now, again, we need to figure out the equivalent bond equivalent rates, and then the EAR. And to do that, in particularly when we are talking about the calculation of a EAR, we do need the compounding frequency. In this example, in this exercise, what is M?
Just one.
So what should we use for M, the compounding frequency? $365 divided by 1. Why? It's good. Why? Yeah, because it's overnight, so it's 1 day. Okay, you get the idea? Yeah, good. Now, I believe that I gave you in fact, it is on the slides that we looked at the last Thursday. That's a lengthy IBE and ISP together. Where's that slide? Which slide is it? Slide 6, exactly. So the calculation of a bond equivalent yield in this case is very easy, right? So what should we have? Bond IBE equals to how much? 0.97% times 365 divided by 360, right? And that will give us the answer as
0.983%.
98, something like this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, with some rounding. Then now go ahead to calculate ER again, knowing that the accompanying frequency is a 365 because it says overnight. That means the period is 1 day, and there are 365 days in the year. And let me give you the answer. If you agree or you have something different, indicate so. With some rounding, that's no issue. Okay. Now, you need to make sure that you got the same answers. I mean, I did not lay it out in details because it's just plug numbers into the formulas. But I did tell you for which slide that you should look at. Are we good? I mean, it's nothing new. It's just apply what we learned starting last Thursday in the plug the numbers in. Okay. Let me do one quick check here. Yeah, see, we have it right here. The federal fund rate. Okay, on this Washington. Next, what do we have next? Repurchase agreement. The definition or description of it is right there. So repurchase agreement, also known as a repo or short form RP, is basically is today I sell you. I mean, of course, the money market securities in most cases, okay. And I commit to buy back in the near future at a specified price. That's what I mean for repurchase agreement. My agreement, my commitment to buy it back. Okay? At a preset time, as I said, typically within a year, in most cases much shorter than that, as well as a preset price. And some information here. Again, this is important. It's a single payment loan, so and you know that again. The ISP business comes in the picture again. Now this is what I want to, point out. You think about it. I'm not a treasury, okay? I might be a bank in most cases, and much less likely an individual. I agree to you to do something, okay? Is it a risk-free transaction? Definitely not. It's my credit risk, right? So intuitively, we will think that the yield on the repo would be higher than the risk-free alternative. As I said, I mean, I'm not even a member bank, the bigger guys in the Fed system. I can be a local bank, or in the rare case, I may be an individual or a company. So what I'm getting at is more likely my credit risk is a bigger concern than the member bank. So with that, from what we learned in 4.1, risk-return trade-off, we would think that other factors are being equal, the yield on the repo would be higher than, let's say, the Fed fund. Does that make sense? Let's take a look. No, it's not. Why? The key is what? The collateral. Okay. I don't just, talk. I put down collateral. Of course, U.S. Treasury bills in most cases. That address your concern, so that you don't demand as higher yield as otherwise. Are we good? In terms of number crunching, is right here. It's as I said, it's just a ISP. It's exactly like what we saw last Thursday. The only difference is right here. It add a repo to the subscript as well. But it's an ISP is ISP. I don't care. It's with a repo amounts. Okay. Before we go to the numerical illustration, I want to also point out this. We also have a reverse repo. Okay. No surprise. For we purchase a repo, the normal ordinary repo is you sell something and you commit to the agreement to buy it back, right? The reverse is just the opposite. You purchase something, but you commit, you agree to sell it back. Also, what? At a preset price, at a preset time in the future. I point out that means pay close attention in the multiple choices. You understand the definition, not get confused. Okay. With that, let's look at the numerical example C. I just copy and paste from a textbook, and then when I take a closer look, it's a bit confusing. Okay, so let's go through it. It say what? Suppose a bank enters a repurchase agreement in which it, that means the bank, right, agrees to buy a treasury securities from a corresponding bank at a price of that, with a promise to buy them back at a price of $25 million. It's very confusing, right? I buy it now and then commit to buy it back again. Right? So I need to are you reading what I'm reading? That's hey, a bank, me, okay? I go into this repurchase agreement that I agree to buy the treasury security from you folks, a corresponding bank, and who makes a promise to buy them back. I read it is still me make the promise. Anyone read that a promise to buy back is you folks or corresponds to a bank? Yeah, that is why I got confused. Okay, so let's clarify this. Okay, it is you, the correspondent bank, that promised to still doesn't work. No, if it's a different party, then that's okay. Let me see. I agree to buy it from them. So they sell. Oh, good. Now it works. Okay. The second line, that the promise. Make a note on your handout. That the promise is the correspondent bank's promise. That means what? Today, the correspondent bank sell the treasury securities to me. I'm the buyer. And then in part A, 7 days later, the correspondent bank promised to buy back. Or part B, 21 days later. Yes?
So would that make the 25 million the face value?
Yes, that is the face value, the PF, so to speak. Yep, exactly. Yeah, now I just want to make the wording clear. Okay, now, with that, what position do I, that means the first bank, take? Is it a repos or reverse of repo? No, I'm the bank, the first bank. My position is a repo or reverse repo. Yeah, reverse repo. The corresponding bank is what? The repo. Are we good now? Okay, it's confusing. Just copy from my textbook. So anyway, we got that straight. Yes, $25 million is the par value or face value, and $24.95 million is today's price. Okay, so $25 million is the PF, and then 24.95 million is the P0. How about N? For part A, 7, and part B is a 21. Okay. So now this is so the in this case the ISP is not given. We need to do the calculation, and we just plug the numbers into equation, like what we see here is 25 million minus 24.95 million divided by what? For SP, the denominator is P0 versus a bank discount yield is a PF, right? Remember that? So anyway, so here is a 24.95 million times what?
360 over 7.
Yep, 360 over 7. So that would give us 10.3063%. Okay, so this is our ISP, and let me just quickly give you the answer for IBE. It's a 10.4495%, and the EAR as the 11.0033%. Okay, I don't show you a detailed calculation because you folks have gone through a few exercises. So let's focus on this calculation. Any question? Are we all good? Then you go ahead to do part B. So rather than 7 days, part B is a 21 day. Okay, go ahead to calculate the ISP, the yield on this repo. And yeah, just do the ISP.
3.006%.
3.006%. Okay, disagreement, agreement. 3.43. Okay, so they are right. You check a number. Okay, what I have here, I carry a few more decimal. The ISP is 3.4354%. Okay. Yeah, you folks have figured out the IBE and EAR. picture on the canvas. But here we focus on the ISP, and that is correct, 3.534. I'm sorry, 3.43 or 44%. Okay. Now you think about it, take a look. Compare the ISP between these two parts. Quite a big difference, right? What's the intuition? Does it make sense? Yeah, I mean, you pay the same amount of quote-unquote implied interest, same amount. In part A, you borrow it only for what, 7 days? That same amount of interest only covers 7 days versus a part B of 21 days. That's exactly what we should expect. Okay. That's good. One more time. Is it clear about the difference between repurchase, the repo versus a reversal repo? Pay close attention to it. Okay, commercial paper. Another very popular money market securities. Issued by the typically major or blue chip corporations, okay, as their short-term debts. Yeah, I mean, it's a factual information. I don't want to just read it. I trust that you can read it yourself. I do like to point out this, okay? Unlike many other money market securities, take a look. Commercial paper. It's a secondary market. Is quite limited. Okay, unlike treasury bills and things like that. Okay. And as I said, typically commercial paper are issued by the major blue chip ones. So for the lower quality company, that means higher credit risk, they do need some help. They need to have a third party to come in to certify it as a backup, or quote unquote co-sign, so to speak. Not to that extent co-sign, but you get the picture to back it up. That means what? Okay, and because we have done a few ID stuff between the last Thursday and today, so we'll skip a number example for that. This is just a quick comment because now it's not, well, I might come back, who knows. I mean, the two letters are too boring, so let's double it up. So rather than CP now, we have the ABCP. As that's better commercial paper. So hope that they don't come back that much. Okay, next one. Another type of money market instruments that we are a bit familiar with. The CDs. Well, of course, here we are talking about the negotiable CD, the bigger CD, so to speak. Okay, just like what we are familiar with is issued by the bank, is a time deposits, specified interest rate and the maturity. It's specific. I mean, it is the interest add-on to the principal on the maturity date. Okay. Now this one here, I'll show that you need to be careful. Okay. Is a bearer instrument. It's not a registered instrument. So you buy the CD, you drop it on the ground. I walk by, I pick it up, and I can sell it. Okay. The buyer only recognizes that piece of paper, not the name. That's what a bearer versus a register. It's a denomination. On and on. Yep. Are we good? I don't want to go into the factual information document, except point out a few things. However, we do have a numerical example, that is D. Okay. Oh, did I point this out as well? Yeah, probably I'm not. It's a single payment, so it's SP. Wow. Okay, 6 a month, 2 million. 2 million is that amount with a 0.52% quoted annual interest rate. Quoted. So that number is the ISP. Okay. So ISP is given as 0.52%. And to save some time, it doesn't give you the answer because we went through this earlier. So the corresponding bond equivalent yield is 0.527%. That's a quick chat. How do we do a calculation again?
It's just the ISB times 365 over.
Exactly. Yeah, multiply the ISB by 365 over 360. Okay, so that's why I say to save some time, just give you the answer. The EAR is 0.528%. What's our compounding frequency here? Compounding frequency that we need, the M that we need to calculate EAR.
Six months, so 365 divided by 2.
So it just be 2 then.
Just 2.
Just 2, right?
Just 2.
365.
Just 2. Because they say 6 months. Yeah, we do. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, it's a quick check. It's sometimes we don't have to go to a formula, so to speak, right? Depending on information given. Just like early on for the overnight, you pick it up right away. Then, oh yeah, I mean it's a 365. Yeah. Okay. So we take care of A. Then B. What do we have for B? How much do we receive? Now this is an add-on, as I said. Unlike what? The treasury bills, that is a pure discount. Securities, that upfront you pay below the par value. And on the maturity day, you get back whatever, 10,000, whatever that the par value is. For the single payment securities, is let's say the, oops,